Rivals of Aether 2, releasing on October 23rd, is one of the most exciting entries into the platforming fighter genre since Smash Bros. Ultimate in 2018. I had the opportunity to play this game during the final beta weekend, and let me say right now, if you're not excited for this game, you should be, and let me tell you why. Developed by Aether Studios, the team behind 2015's phenomenal release, Rivals of Aether, this game was fast, highly technical, and something a longtime Smash Bros. Player like me would ever want in a video game. It might be easy to think of this game as a Super Smash Bros. Melee reduction, i.e. there are some things that are taken out and other things added in. I'll go into more detail on this topic a bit later, but from the moment I played this game, I was absolutely hooked. With a roster of diverse characters, an eye-popping pixel art style, amazing stages, and my god, that music, this game cemented itself as one of the genre's greatest entries. The development studio also cemented itself in my heart. They supported this game for such a long time, adding new characters, modes, and of course, Steam Workshop support, which enabled the community to create endless amounts of insane characters. And they even went as far as adding in custom characters that players made into the main roster of the game during some competition. One of the Steam Workshop highlights for me is a character called Truck-kun. It's actually one of the coolest characters I've ever seen. You're literally playing as one of those small Japanese trucks. How do you even adapt something like that into a fighting game character? I love the originality, I love the execution, it is so darn cool. I think what I'm trying to highlight is that this development studio cares a lot about its community. Rivals 1 for me, as a longtime Smash Bros fan, both casual and competitive, had everything I could ever want and more. I played countless hours against my friends online, and after I'm done with this video, I'm going to be jumping in to play some more. And now, with the release of Rivals of Aether 2, the studio is ramping up to one of its most ambitious games yet. Introducing new characters, stages, movement mechanics, and so much more, all in a gorgeous 3D art style. Rivals of Aether 2 is putting on its Sunday best to impress all Smash Bros. And platform fighter fans alike in this exciting new entry. First, let's go over gameplay and mechanics. I don't hype this up too much, but Rivals of Aether 2 is looking a whole lot like a spiritual successor to Smash Bros. Melee. So if you're familiar with Smash Bros, you should be in a good place to hit the ground running with this game. But for those who don't know, Rivals of Aether 1 was a very fast-paced game. It had no ledge grabbing, so matches would often go off the stage for some really interesting aerial gameplay. And now in the sequel, with the introduction of ledge grabbing, it's going to enable a really fun dynamic to the recovery, which I am so excited to see how the meta is going to evolve around this. And parrying is remaining from Rivals 1, which is if you parry a hit, the attacking player is stunned for a moment, depending on the type of attack. Only now, players are going to have the ability to shield block, which is going to help players coming over from Smash Bros. And who might not have the appetite for parrying when they get started in this game. But this is also going to enable a new style of gameplay into the Rivals formula, which I'm so excited to see. Seriously, I really can't wait to see what shields and parrying are going to be like in Rivals 2. It's going to be so cool. Grabbing is also coming over from the Smash Bros. Franchise. This enables a player to grab another player and throw them in an inputted direction. Only now you can use special attacks in these grabs, which are unique to each character. I really can't go over in detail just how impactful all of the changes are going to be and what they mean for the meta or gameplay as a whole, because frankly, I'm probably not the best person to talk to this. But I can say for certain, it is definitely going to help a lot of Smash Bros. Players unfamiliar with this franchise to hit the ground running and have a really fun time. Look, there is so much in this topic I'm not covering, but I want to give a quick shout out to the visualization of DI. I've never seen a feature like this in a platform fighter before, and I really think it's going to be good for spectators and new players alike. Okay, time out. I'm just going to explain what DI is. It's essentially called directional influence. It's like when I punch you and you're flying away, but you're actually holding the thumbstick down and then you go in a different direction to where I thought you were going to go. Look, I really tried to explain this, and as I've stated, I'm not good at explaining things. But I think this exemplifies how the developers are really putting their best foot forward to make new players understand game mechanics a lot quicker in this game. Now let's talk about characters. Joining the roster this time around is a character called Fleet, a fox with swift archery skills, and Loxodont, an elephant with flame-based attacks. Both of these characters look like really great additions to the Rivals backlog. On top of that, there's a whole host of returning characters from Rivals 1, such as Orcane, Maple, and Forsburn. Each of the characters in the Rivals 2 roster adds something unique to the player experience, all with their own unique playstyle, moves, and backstory. You could spend all of your time playing one character and getting really good with them, or you could learn the entire roster. Like, it's totally up to you how you want to play this game. For me personally, I'm going to be playing the lovable scamp Zetterburn. I want to see how he handles in this game, especially with the introduction of shields, ledge grabbing, and grabbing in general, and how they're going to be layered on top of the existing parrying mechanic coming over from Rivals 1. Now, let's talk about stages. Rivals of Aether 2 features a mix of revamped classics from Rivals 1 and brand new locations. Everything I've experienced in the beta so far has been incredibly fun, and the variety allows certain playstyles to shine more on some maps over others. But I want to talk about the art style because these stages look amazing. In any press preview or anything that they've put out about these stages, they've all looked amazing. Seriously, whoever designed these levels deserves a pat on the back because I absolutely love them. I think they're absolutely gorgeous and I can't wait to be spending endless hours on them. And one quick shout out to this really cool feature I saw. Before you select a stage in the menu, it actually shows how big the hitbox is for that stage, which is essentially like if you know how far you need to go off the stage before you die. I thought that was a really cool feature. I've not really seen this in any other title before, and I'm so happy to see it included here. Moving on to one of my favorite topics, music. Unless you are one of those sadists who's just going to turn off the music immediately when you start up the game, try not to do it for this game, because Rivals of Aether 1 had one of the best game soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game, and this has continued over onto Rivals 2. Seriously, Rezo Force and Flashy Goodness, how are you doing such an amazing job? I love your work, it's so good. And also share some talent for the rest of us. The team has released a number of preview tracks on their SoundCloud. I'm going to quickly go over them right now, so listen in. I'll link below to the SoundCloud as well. Go listen to them on your own time. You're not going to regret it. Next up, online mode. Rivals of Aether 2 is going to have server-based rollback netcode, ensuring a buttery smooth experience for all of its players. Even for the Wi-Fi players like me. Look, I don't have a cable. I don't know where to put a cable in this room. I can't put it anywhere. I have no choice to play on Wi-Fi. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Rivals of Aether 2 is going to have 1v1, 2v2, and free-for-all, which is essentially 4 players all fighting each other, for local and online play. Let's start talking about the future roadmap for Rivals of Aether 2. Aether Studios to me has always been a very fair and community-oriented studio, and honestly, I don't expect anything less of them going forward with Rivals 2. So one cool thing is that any character released for Rivals of Aether 2 in the future are going to be free to play. And they've also committed to the long-term support of Rivals of Aether 2, where they're focusing their efforts on making money, or through things like cosmetics for the characters, your stage platforms, your death animations, and so on and so forth. Which I actually think is a really cool idea. I'm definitely going to be spending some money on the skins for this game, because personally, they look really cool. And on top of that, I really want to support the developer because, they deserve my money, I think. And look, the proof is in the pudding. They've supported Rivals 1 flawlessly throughout the years. And I think in turn, a lot of the players want to support the success of Rivals of Aether 2, including me. I'd be remiss to not mention the fact that Rivals of Aether 2 won't have Steam Workshop support at launch, but this might, and I hope, will follow a similar path to Rivals of Aether 1, where later on in the game's life cycle, they'll add Steam Workshop support. So fingers crossed, I hope that's the case. At the time of publishing this video, the development team are currently releasing a few videos, kind of going over what the future roadmap for this game looks like. So who knows, I might be proven wrong really quickly. But anyways, to wrap up the future roadmap, I think it's in good hands. and the future's bright. So if you're curious, go check out the Rivals of Aether 2 YouTube channel for any further updates that you might be curious about. And from there, I'm going to hop into the closing thoughts of this video. Look, I'm a long-time platform fighters fan. I've been playing Smash Bros since the 90s. This game is literally made for someone like me. But my hope is that new players coming into this genre through a game like Rivals of Aether 2 are surely going to have a good time. And I really hope it makes them a long-time fan like me. And I really can't wait to be playing this game with my friends and for years to come. I really hope this game takes off from a community/tournament aspect too, because honestly, I would really like to play this game at a local here in Ireland. If you want to keep up to date about any new videos I'm making or posting on this channel, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I'm also going to be releasing more Rivals 2 and related gaming content on this channel. You know, just saying, you know, it sounds real cool. And hey, I also stream games on Twitch, twitch.tv/Henriflame. So I'll be playing Rivals 2 like crazy during this period. So come check me out. And for those who've stuck around to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching and supporting me. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.